Hi, everybody. My name is Monica, aka I am MLUV. Welcome to the MLUV Hangout, where we have an open forum and we talk about business, personal development, and things that are needed to get started and to continue on in success, especially for those that are just new and getting started in whatever they have as project or in business. I am a multipreneur. I have multiple businesses that am involved in. I started my first business in 2007 while I was still working my job, and I retired from my job in 2012 under a forced retirement setting, which was great because I had just been building my momentum and becoming an entrepreneur. My first business that I started was a home inspection company, and it was down the line I realized later after I started in a direction that I didn't want to go, so I put halt on that business and I moved forward into something I was more passionate in, which is investing. So I started my first investment business in 2012 and in 2010, and I retired from my job in 2012. I would say I am about um, living 80% off of residual income at this point, which is really important for me. Most people that know me as the cash flow queen. My focus is building residual income and cash flow versus having to trade my time for labor. I've expanded into network marketing, and I have a few other uh, ventures that I'm involved in as well. Um, on this hangout, we have Sandra Rosario and Marco McNeil, who are also business colleagues of mine. I would love to introduce you guys. I start off with Sandra, who I've met. I guess I met Sandra when I first started in 2010, and we have grown in our businesses and relationships and have found a way to work together and have been able to create a great synergy. I have a lot of respect for Sandra in her knowledge and different things that she's involved in. And I'll let Sandra tell you more about her. So take it away, Sandra.
Okay, well, hello everyone. I'm Sandra Rosario, and just like Monica, I'm a multipreneur, as well as a single mother of one child who is a Olympian hopeful, um, which he does taekwondo, and one of his dreams is actually going to the Olympics. So I am trying to financially fuel that for him, and fulfill that for him. I basically started doing businesses and introduced to basically having my own business probably when I was very young. The seed was planted. I didn't know what. I didn't know what I was going to do. It was planted by my grandmother. And, that she was in herself a entrepreneur herself. She had to actually raise 6 kids by herself when my grandfather left her. She decided to go it on her own, and she did. She raised 6 kids. And basically around 20 plus years ago, I started in a network marketing organization and actually started there. And I realized, even though that one didn't, actually went as far as I could go, I realized, you know what, I really don't want to work for anybody else, really. I really don't. Yes, I had my little jobs here and there, but always in the back of my mind, I always had something on the side, always something on the side, because that has always been my thing. I'm doing this, which is probably one of the good subjects we're actually talking about today. I didn't give up on my first one, so I also been doing real estate, and that's how Monica and I met back in 2010. I actually do commercial investing. I also teach it. I'm also a consultant to it. I actually help students or even anybody who wants to help, or me to have a guiding hand or somebody there to make sure they don't fall into those pitfalls, because those pitfalls in commercial can be very, very expensive. So, I do that. Love what I do. Like I said, I have more than one business going on. and I just love it. I've always gone forward. I always know something is going to hatch for me, you know, when I actually do one of these business. So I'm like, okay, this one's stable. Let me get to the next one. And that's usually how I do it. That's why I have so many.
Awesome, awesome.
Awesome.
We
We
also
also
have
have
Marco with us on the line, and Marco is third
third
born.
born son.
I didn't mention Sandra. I think echo with you. So maybe you mute out while you're not speaking. That way we won't hear the echo. But Marco is my third born son. I didn't mention in this hangout, I am a mother of six. And so Marco has joined us, and he is taking off and hitting the ground with fire. So I'm really excited to see him grow and see his determination. And I'll let him introduce himself. So, thanks for joining us, Marco. Uh-oh, Marco, you're still on mute. If you can unmute yourself, then we'll.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Fantastic.
Like she was saying, my name is Marco. Pretty much graduated in 2014. This is my first year jumping into the business side, entrepreneur side of things. In the earlier Google Hangout, I explained my whole reasoning, how I changed my mindset and the things I want to do. Pretty much now that I know I don't want to work the rest of my life. So my main goal was to find different streams of income, work on different things so I can set myself up so I won't have to have a boss the rest of my life. Time freedom. So I jumped into network marketing. I'm learning a little real estate now, trying to better myself, and I also am doing a little eBay online selling, trying to learn how to create online money pretty much by working from home. Because the way of the world now, a lot of things it's an easier way to earn money online from just by sitting down at your own home, working on your computer. You can do things that way. So that's just a couple of things that I'm doing now, just trying to pretty much find different ways to create income, residual income.
Yep. Marco, you hit it right on the head. And Marco knows very well as far as working from home because I worked as a telephone technician for 25 years for Verizon. And so when I left, my focus was to work from home, but actually to be mobile. And I actually met my target on July 5th, 2014. I was able to go to the beach for the first time and do a little bit of work. And so that was me consciously recognizing that. And I do find myself now able to work in my multiple businesses, all home based businesses. And a lot of times I find the most difficult thing is to find the time to just take a shower and change out of my PJs. And I actually joined a hangout. I guess it was 2 weeks ago, and I realized 5 minutes before, oh no, I got to get out of my pajamas because I'm going to be live. So I wanted to share also with everyone, those that are on our VIP list will be getting wonderful treats from us. So I want to invite you all who, if you're not on our VIP list, to join our VIP list. You can go there by going to www.IamMLUV /VIP list, one word, .html. That's IamMLUV, MLUV, .com /VIP list.html. And once you join our list, then you'll get emails and updates on activities and events that we have coming. And also, you're privy to a lot of freebies as we're able to pass on. We are all actively continuing to expand our knowledge and understanding in the world that we're involved in business, in our network marketing careers, and in our real estate investing careers. And so as we get information, then we're passing it on to those on the list. Our purpose of this hangout is to be able to grow relationships organically. So we are looking for those who are ready to take action, join in and participate in the hangout, not just be voyeurs and sit back and watch whatever we have to share, because that's not really going to help you grow. You can have all the knowledge you want in your head. If you're not ready to take action, it's just going to go with you when you leave this world, and you will never have a legacy to leave behind because you've never taken action. So some of the things that we're going to be involved in, I think I took a list. So we were able to attend the Les Brown Get Motivated business event that happened in August. And from there, we all found interest in various educational items that they had to offer us. And so we all three have taken action on 3 different subjects. And with that, we are able to extend ourselves to those that are interested and share what we've learned. I will be attending the 23rd through the 25th a Guru Builders seminar, which will be helping in branding ourselves and writing a book. I have ambitions to write and share information. One of the other passions of mine is financial literacy. And so I'm working on building out an online portal to be able to help people to kind of change their mindset in what was in the past and what is today in building wealth in your everyday life. So for me, writing a book is where I'm at in expanding my knowledge and understanding and branding myself better. So I'll be attending that session on the 23rd through the 25th. And then Sandra took action on the stock class that they had in learning how to leverage stocks, calls, and options. And she'll be attending a class the 31st of October through November 1st. And I think Sandra had mentioned that she does have an opening available for someone that might want to attend as her guest. So you can reach out to her and you can possibly go along with her. We are offering this first to those that are on our VIP list. So if you're interested, like I said, join our VIP list and put in the notations that you're interested in the stock class, and Sandra might be able to accommodate you. If not, at the very least, then she can definitely share little nuggets of information that she gets from the class for those individuals that are interested in extending their education on that note. I will be simultaneously on the 31st attending a class by one of our local Baltimore-based real estate investors who will be sharing what he has done and what he has learned on his journey in branding. He's been very good at branding himself. He started out and got with one of the local companies, gurus that were had a new system at the time, and he was able to mentor under him and leverage that system that was very beneficial for real estate investors in organizing their offers and intake. And he's just gone from there in sharing and branding and affiliate marketing, and he's gone into the home health aid business and has a whole system on that as well. If you're interested, let me know. I can definitely connect you to him. I'll be attending that on the 31st. And then on the November 7th, Sandra and I will be attending a one-day session from one of the local investors, a young lady who within a year was able to go from zero to mega money in using and leveraging virtual assistants to get her business going, which gives her time freedom, which is very important to me and most investors if they're going down that road of creating a business that they can actually leave behind a legacy with. So that's a one-day session, and Sandra and I will be attending that. And then Marco and I will be hopping on the plane and going to Florida for a 2-day training session from one of the gurus there who train under my real estate guru, Ron LeGrand. They are focusing on scripts and organization and getting your business built, as well as using VAs, so that'll expand on what I learned with the first class on the 7th, but it'll go into much more detail in helping us use the right language in negotiating our deals. So we'll be going forward with that. And so I think that pretty much sums up the year. There is a big real estate investor summit coming up in February that'll be in Florida, and that will be hosted by Ron LeGrand. Ron LeGrand is one of the, I guess, one of the biggest gurus that no one knows about because I think he leverages network marketing to get his name out. So whereas a lot of gurus like Dave Lindahl, Alan Cowgill, and a few others, um, um, Larry Going, his name was on my mind, I couldn't say it. They've all gone through Ron LeGrand for their education. So Ron LeGrand is very well known in the investor world, and he will be hosting a summit in February. And there's a special right now. You can get in right now in the early bird special. If you're interested in that as well, you can check the website. I actually have a link for you to get more information, and you can go to IamMLUV.com/products, and you'll see at the very top of the page the link for the summit. If you do have questions, you can reach out to me by email, which is Monica@IamMLUV.com, or you can give me a call direct at 202-291-6588. And we will also be sharing our contact information again before we end this hangout. But I wanted to just share a little bit of information. Today's topic is on never quit. And I thought that would be a good topic to speak about because I think that's one of the things that a lot of new people kind of feel is an option. And so they go in with one out the door a lot of times with whatever they're doing. And if you have something that is a goal of yours, then if you come in with the attitude that I'm going to give it this little bit of window time, and if it doesn't work, I'm going to leave, that's subconsciously having a conversation in your head that puts you as one foot out the door. So you can't put in full effort if you got one foot out the door, because the one foot is stagnant out the door. It's not actively engaging in helping you leverage yourself forward. So we wanted to kind of expand on that, share little things that we have seen along the way, and maybe hopefully encourage those that may even have a thought as that being an option for them, and that might just keep them in the game just a little bit longer. I'm going to, I guess, allow Sandra or Marco, either one of you guys that might want to jump in. I know you guys are on mute, so you won't interrupt me. But I would love you guys to jump in and share anything that you might have on that topic. I see Marco unmuted himself, so we'll let Marco start.
I have a story, but before I go into the story, you might know the story. I just say quitting. If people quit on things because they feel like that it's not working in the time frame that they wanted to work in, or it's not going how they thought it was going to go, when sometimes quitting is definitely not the option. If you believe that you can do something, you definitely can get it done. It's just you got to find the right way to get it done, or find the right obstacle to get around it. When I was playing football a long time ago, little league football, I think it was my second year, first year, I remember coming home from practice every day, and then I seen like my friends always doing activities outside, and as soon as I finished from football, I had to do my homework or get in the shower, and it was time to go to sleep. I didn't really have time to have fun with my friends, so I knew I wanted to play football and try to go to the NFL was my main goal. So I knew I had to just play football and things like that. So I came home one day. I realized that football was getting in the way of free time. So I came to my coach the very next day and told him that I don't want to play football no more. And I told him the reason. So after practice, we had a long talk, and pretty much he was letting me know, don't quit. if you really want to do this, don't quit on yourself. So after that talk, I didn't quit pretty much after that talk. I remained playing football from 7 years old to 21 in college, where I received. I played in college where I received a conference ring. Um, and I was pretty much starting. I was starting since my sophomore year in college. So I received a lot of achievements during my football career, MVPs, um, Man of Steel awards, things like that. So just to say that I would never receive those awards or never receive that ring if I quit a long time ago when I was young, just because I wanted to have this free time that wasn't really helping me pursue the goal that I wanted to achieve. Even though the goal wasn't achieved, but I would never even had a chance to do that if I would have quit a long time ago. So
That is so true. I was just bragging on your trophy. If the screen all of a sudden is splitting, my screen is locked. I don't know if you guys can see it right here. This black trophy is the championship trophy that Marco got. And we spoke about it last week that Marco got a ring the size of an NFL. He might as well played in the NFL because the ring that you got as your championship ring from college is about the same size as the ring that they would give if you played in the Super Bowl. So you left with, like you said, these are not just all of Marco's awards and trophies. His is mixed in with his brothers. But you see the shirt that was his number that he played when he was at Farrell. So that is very true. I developed that spirit. I don't even know when, because for myself, people used to tell me that I was spoiled when I was growing up. And when I was asked people to identify what is it that makes me spoiled, because they were always saying it on the back end of one of my achievements, I could not add the two up, because spoiled in my mind meant that someone gave it to me. And the things that they were referencing were things that I personally achieved with the support, of course, of my family, but I was the one that got up and achieved it. My youngest son sat me down the other day, and part of his homework assignment was to ask me what my achievements were. Now I'm going to have to follow this up, I see, a little bit more, because he didn't really understand. In my mind, I thought it was important. But when I gave him my achievements, I told him that I was an honor roll student in school, and I was a who's who. So I'm written up in the who's who of American high school students. When he wrote up his report at school, he left out the who's who because he didn't think that was important. So I'm going to have to show him in the book where is a picture of his mom forever and ever and ever, the year blank, 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 I'm a who's who. Just in reference to never give up, I think Marco made a great point in an example of just that. Because I believe personally that is what is not encouraged enough in society. We have allowed, especially the youth, to come up with this concept of them not being able. Oh, I'm not, and Marco knows the quote, I'm not college material. I'm not such and such. I can't do this. I'm not able to do that. Yes, you are. You just have to have it in your head. If you have decided that you can't, you're right. If you have decided that you can, you're right. It's all in what your mindset is and what you're trying to achieve. There are going to be obstacles. Marco's just mentioned the obstacles he encountered to play football from his youth on up to college. And although he didn't pursue the college, the professional football league, that was a choice of his. But he had continued on the road and was able to receive a lot of benefits. And he's just speaking about the trophies, but he was able to attend college and other things that came along with that benefited him, as well as personal grooming that he received in playing the sport that he could apply for the rest of his life. I see that Sandra has got her phone muted, and I know I could be long-winded. I am going to let Sandra jump in. Sandra, do you have something to add to that?
Yeah, I thought when you said camera, yeah, you can see me, really? I'm like, no. And I'm like, she tricked me. No, I mean, Margaret, that story I mean, it resonates with me just because my son is doing Taekwondo, and he knows that he's sacrificing a lot. I mean, he's only 14 years old. Um, but yeah, he misses a lot of, parties with his friends, hanging with his friends, and all that. Because, I mean, I did sit down with him. Probably he was a little young, but I did make him understand, if you want to go this path, you do have to make some sacrifice. And at your age, that seems like a lot, but it's going to be at the end your choice. And in many ways, even though he's 14, he said he's glad he did. I mean, he's gone to the U.S. Opens, he's gone to the Canadian Opens where he actually medaled. He's gone to the team trials where now, hey, he gets to go to the German Opens next year. So, I mean, things are open up, and I guess he saw that his good work and, commitment and not quitting basically has helped him so far, and he knows he still has more to go, but, he sees that, what he, by not quitting, even at a young age, kids could quit really easy, where how far he's gone.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the same thing. I mean, these are challenges. I mean, I call that a challenge. Do you want to hang with your friends or do you want to be the best? Well, he had to make a choice. Same things with entrepreneurs. I mean, we have challenges. They seem overwhelming. It's very easy to just throw in the towel when you have a lot of setbacks. But at the same time, you kind of have to question yourself. Do I quit now? And usually when I ask people that, well, if you want to quit now, what is your alternative? And that's what I asked my son. Okay, if you were to quit Taekwondo now, what are you going to do now? Because you haven't done any other sport but this one.
Yeah.
So I asked him, what's the alternative? And that's the thing you have to ask yourself too. If I quit now, what are my other options? Do I have an option? Or am I going to just do nothing, or I'm going to be going through life aimlessly, doing nothing? You got to ask yourself, what are the alternatives? I mean, this is one of the things, every entrepreneur comes across setbacks and people saying no to them and everything. And like, I know of a story of people have heard J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter. I'm into Harry Potter. Sorry, I like that. I like the movies and everything. Very English, but I like them. But if you knew her story, J.K. Rowling's actually, when she created Harry Potter, she was really broke. I mean, she was a single mother, broke and everything. When she had her idea and she tried to pitch it, she was actually rejected, I think, I don't know how many times, 10, 12 times, before someone said yes. And look what happened. She's a billionaire now.
Yeah.
And that could happen. Like I said, you are going to have setbacks, and you have to be mentally strong not to quit, because there's always going to be a breakthrough somewhere in there. Things don't come easy. I think there's a reason why success doesn't come easy. And every success I've seen that seems like it's overnight, it has not really been overnight. They've been working into her craft, working until it comes, oh my God, look, he just did it just like that.
Yeah.
And, people think that happens to like only lucky people. No, they worked their butt off. They actually had a lot of challenges. This is what happened. They didn't just, but the thing that separates you from them is they did not quit.
Yeah.
So that story, Marco, that was great, because I'm like, oh yeah, I had to talk with my son too.
That is so true. I mean, just kind of piggybacking on what you said, I personally have had those times when I allowed the other conversation in my head stop me, and I do have some shoulda, coulda, wouldas, but I've learned from my shoulda, coulda, wouldas of next time not to listen to it and to keep going. When I first left my job, one of the things that I do is I'll sit down and I'm an Oprah girl. So I will watch the Oprah shows on the Where Are They Now or the Master Class. And when I first left my job, that was very beneficial for me. So I will definitely say it kind of all goes in hand. If you're not going to quit, then what do you do? Like you said, what is your other option? Is it some other path you're going to choose? Or if this is exactly where you want to be, then you need to do some other things in that world of personal development. Who are you socializing with? Who is your circle of influence? That is really going to be beneficial for you when you reach those times of hard knocks. It was beneficial for me. So one of my circle of influence, I did allow myself TV. But what are you watching on TV? I watched the master's class. I heard so many different celebrities tell their story of how they achieved their level of success and what obstacles they went through. I also would watch, which I have mentioned before. I watched the Muhammad Ali story. I watched the Malcolm X story. I looked at obstacles that others had gone through and what they did in that time of strife. And they weren't, well, I think I'm going to quit. Because I think for Muhammad Ali, we wouldn't know the greatest fighter. Because when they stripped him of his title, and because he wouldn't go to the Vietnam War, we wouldn't know anything beyond that, except for that they stripped him of his title and he went into obscurity. Um, and so, you know, you can go on and on with that with different people, but one of the things is your circle of influence, those who you surround yourself with, and what your daily schedule is. See what you're doing on a regular basis. If you're feeling a sense that you're not being successful, then instead of quitting, maybe you just need to tweak a few things that you are doing. They're not bringing you a level of success. Like for what we're doing now, you know, it's gotten to a point where we can't do everything. You know, I've bitten off quite a bit. I'm investing and I'm network marketing, and I'm leasing up rental properties for property management company. I can't do all of that myself, but there is a way that I can do the primary thing and delegate and allow other people to replicate for me, which will put more hands on the same thing that I would have my hands on by myself. So that's something else to consider. What is it that is making you want to quit? And instead of quitting, change the process that you're finding the roadblock in. If you're having a conversation in your head that's not healthy, maybe you need to have some other people put some good positive things. Or maybe you need to read some things. Or maybe you need to pay attention to some personal development either on YouTube or you know, other material that might be able to motivate you. Marco, do you have anything else you want to add?
Yeah, just you since you said personal development, I go along to what I wanted to say. Personal development is something within you, just like how quitting. You quit something that's with you. It's within you. That's something you have the power of. Nobody else, no obstacle. Nobody else. Is just you. So if you start something, your main goal is to finish it and not fail. So if you want to finish and you quit, you make yours. You put the obstacle in. Not gonna say obstacle. You put the problem. What can I say? What can I say? If you quit at something you're trying to do, that's you. That's making the dream or whatever you're trying to accomplish,
Mm-hmm.
not being able to accomplish it because you quit. Not an obstacle. Not because say if you want to start a business and you didn't have enough money or you didn't have the right people or the right things to start the business, and you're going in a business, it's not going how you wanted to go, and you just decide to quit. So the reason you don't the business doesn't succeed is because you quit. It's not because the money, it's because you quit because you realized that you didn't have the money and you didn't try to find another way to get the money. So quitting is is you. If you quit, you quit on yourself. You quit on everything you tried to do. So personal development is strong in whatever you're trying to do because it helps you stay on the right path on the things you're trying to do. Like now with me, sometimes with anybody, sometimes you just want to quit on things because it's not going your way, and you just sit back, think like, is this worth it? Is this worth the time? Is this worth keep spending money investing in? But the day you quit, you really you make it's pretty much your is you is what pretty much what I'm trying to say. Is you is not nothing else. Quitting is only you, and it's if that shouldn't even be nothing you should be come across your mind as quitting. If something that's not going to work, let it be something else. Don't let it be you. Just keep working at it until it comes to a road where there's no way it's going to work. Don't have yourself be that roadblock. So
That's very good. That's very good. Sandra, did you want to add something too?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, never quit. You quit on you. You're actually, if you ever quit on yourself, you're actually going to have the regret of your lifetime. Basically, you have never going to know what you could have accomplished if you hadn't gone through. I mean, like I said, I've been a multipreneur, I guess, 20 plus years, but I've been doing different things on my own, on my side. Some have been successful and some have not. And but I'm always there doing other things because yeah, ideas come in. I think it could be working and everything, and I'm like, I don't quit. I really don't give up until the fat lady sings, and I haven't heard no fat lady yet. So I'm not gonna quit. I mean, I already know what my goals are. My steps, which I have to do to get to my dream. You also, I think, one of the things that I think happens is like your passion fizzles, just because you have a setback. I mean, you have to have passion in life. I've seen some people who quit on their dreams just like that, and they're just miserable. Like, now that it's like October and the Halloween theme, I see all these people like the Night of the Living Dead walking with because they're lifeless. They have no passion. They're not. You just quit on yourself.
Yes,
You.
so true. That is so true. Looks like we got a new person to join us. Devon, welcome, Devon. I know you've been trying to join us since the onset of our Hangouts. I'm not sure if you got your audio on. Can you speak? If not, you can type on the side and add on. The topic of today is quitting, and never quitting on your goals. So, we've been speaking on that. We introduced ourselves a little bit. And, if you can unmute yourself and you can join in, definitely please do. If you have
Hey,
something you'd like to add to the topic, please do.
hi, Monica. Can you hear me?
Yes, fantastic.
All right.
Awesome. Yeah, so, just to kind of elaborate on what Marco and Sandra were saying as far as on quitting, and if you do quit, it really just kind of comes down to you quitting on yourself, and that is very true. You will find that you may have a goal that you can't achieve, um, and you might find that you have exhausted every option in completing that particular goal. But I have found for myself that along the path, lessons have been learned. So where you might change from here, you don't stop, you might change track. So now you find that this is just not working. You've reached a dead end, you've tried all your options you can, but you've learned and gathered a lot of data along the way, and you're able to continue down the road. You just have to change track. So that's a difference in giving up where you just say, I give up, I'm not going to do it, forget it. I just encountered that yesterday in one of my businesses. One of the guys decided that he wanted to go into the group and let everybody know that he quit. His reason was for quitting. Everybody would have their own opinion, but as everybody knows, in business it takes money to be in business and to grow, or at least creative thinking. And from what I could see from my end, he wasn't using any of that, and he had just decided that it cost him too much money, even though he knew how much it cost when he went in. And so he decided that he was going to quit. So that's an option that he would have to live with. And I have seen people who have quit, and a lot of times it comes in the middle age. And I think that is once again in the personal development, because we as a society have that mentality, which is so kind of weird to me, because on this end, we're raised to grow up, get that education, graduate from college, get that good job, work those years, and then settle into a retirement. So what I have seen in the middle class on a general nature is that they do that. You go to school, you get that job, you get that good job with benefits, and everybody settles in. And most of the people that you speak to every day are griping and complaining about the job that they're at, but they got it because of these wonderful benefits. And then when it comes to the end, and I'll just use me as an example, I worked for the phone company. So when I first started, it was wonderful for me. It was the type of work I wanted to do. I'm not a traditional woman. I didn't want to work in a typing pool. I didn't want to be closed off in an office all day. That was miserable for me. I'm technically bound. I love troubleshooting. I came in as a troubleshooter. It was physically demanding, which allowed me to, exercise and keep myself going through the day. And I was watching the older technicians, and whereas we had these wonderful benefits and this retirement plan, and we had I forgot what they called it when your money is growing and you get a payout. You get an option to get this particular payout. Or you could roll it back in and reinvest it. And most of them were, woohoo, let's go party. Oh, I got my check, let's go party. So they weren't even reinvesting their money. And I'm just sitting back and I'm watching and I'm thinking that they knew what they were doing because they're older than me. You usually learn from older, and so I'm watching them. And now that I'm a much older person, which will put them in an older state, they've already retired. And I don't know one of them that retired that doesn't have to go back to work. So they weren't planning. They weren't putting in the effort. I didn't see the payout that I wanted. I wanted the result that actually was what you see when you retire, meaning you don't go to work. So as I moved forward and I learned about the difference in how you can get paid, which is you can trade your time for labor and get paid, or you can trade your intelligence, your thinking, your creative thought, and build income in that fashion on a residual basis. And so I started migrating towards that. And as I had mentioned before, I'm at this point now where I'm about 80% residual income, and that's within 2 years. That's within the time frame that Verizon decided to give me the boot. And I went flying, and I went hustling, and that option was there. I mean, I had many friends that were in my ear out of concern that was, girl, you better fight for that job. That's a good job. You don't want to walk away from that job. You almost at your end and you can get your full vested retirement. All you got to do is just stay on that job. But I was miserable on that job, number one. And then the other job option was that job. And usually in that situation, which I would have found myself in, I had been in this box. I had worked this job. This was my skill set. And the industry was changing, which would mean that I could go out and try to find me a job that wasn't going to pay me what I was getting paid, just so I could have some kind of an income, because that's what we're boxed into. We're boxed into that thinking of a job. And I didn't want that. So I put in my energy into building myself out residually. I was determined, and quitting was not an option. And as Sandra and Marco knows, I have this running joke that really I was serious about. I was going to live in a cardboard box because I was not going to get that job. So that's kind of an example I want to use on as well on never quitting. And because I had that attitude that I wasn't quitting, this was what I was going to do. No obstacle was going to get in my way that was going to hold me back. I might change gears, but I'm going to keep going. That has gotten me to the point where, one, I'm still in my real estate business. Two, I have added on to other income streams. But the biggest thing that is the biggest success for me, and which makes me the happiest, is that I have brought my son in, and he is now understanding residual income. And that is just the next step, because I know that he is going to bring in all 5 of the others, and I will have my legacy, and all 6 of my boys will be living that dream that I'm building. And I know that that was part of the challenge in leaving that job, that I had to kind of show them. So once again, that kind of builds on never quit. Because if I had decided at that moment when I left my job that I had to fall in line with what tradition had been, what the past had been, what was, that everybody knows doesn't work, which everybody knows is broken, then that is what I would have been showing as an example for my sons. And I know that they would have gone down that road because they would not have had an example in front of them to see the success in building out on a residual basis. And for me, that's a legacy. because if I can get them to understand that, then that means that my grandkids and so on and so forth will have a better footing in being able to handle themselves on an individual basis, forward going. So I'm very happy about that. Devon, did you want to add anything, or did you have any questions we might be able to answer? I know we answered one of your questions. I don't know if you saw it in the previous Hangout, because I know you had emailed us about, what was it, on how many people you should collect before you follow up or something of that nature.
Yeah, I excuse me. I have to go back and watch the previous Hangouts that um, was had. I just wanted to say that everything that you're saying is very true, Monica. One of the things that I've learned, I've never had a Lean Six Sigma class, and I'm not sure if everyone in here is familiar with that or not. But what it is, it's like kind of like an analysis, if you will. Um, if you quit, you can set your information on a board, a whiteboard, or a dry erase board, and ask yourself, why do I quit? And do I have all the factors in play here as to why I would quit? And what you would do is you would form like a tree and say if one of the factors is as to why I quit is because there's no motivation. Okay, and then you ask yourself why? Why don't I have motivation? Okay, and you continuously do this process until you come up with the definitive answer as to why it is that you're quitting. And when you formulate everything down at the end, you can say, okay, this is what I can do to get myself to where I need to be in order to be successful. One of the people, I should say, one of the um, organizations that I like that we have here in Battle Creek is a Japanese organization called Nippon Denso, and they have come up with this same type of process as to, okay, well, the headlight isn't showing quite well. Well, why isn't this happening? And they will go in and go with their engineers and sit down and do the same process in order to be successful and have a very good headlight. So we could assimilate those same things and put it into use to help us to become successful as well.
That's interesting. I never heard of that before. What is, and then you said that's the name of a test or a process?
It's a process. It's called Lean Six Sigma. You go through different belts: green belt, yellow belt. I think is like black belt or some sort like that.
Interesting.
If,
Okay. So is it like mindset development?
I'm sorry.
Is that like mindset development?
It can be. It can be.
Yeah, that sounds real interesting. I know, for me, I'm pretty much of a self-motivated person. I don't really, I like to have the quotes to kind of reaffirm myself, but when I wake up, I got a plan. And I think it cultivated for me in a school because I wasn't told growing up that I needed to be an honor roll student, but I fell into the routine of being an honor roll student. Because I was a teen mom is the only reason why I wasn't inducted into the National Honor Society. But I was in the top 10% of my class. And I only say that to say that that groomed me for the person that I am now. I don't know failure. I only know that that's an obstacle, and I only know that I either go over the obstacle, around the obstacle, dig a ditch, and go under the obstacle. But that obstacle is going to get out my way because I got something to do. But that I find is not where everybody else's mindset is. And those that I have had around me have asked me, how do I stay motivated? Or they'll say that they want to attach themselves to me to be motivated. But that's a personal characteristic that we all have to develop within ourselves. So that's pretty interesting. I guess if anybody wanted any more information, they probably can Google it and learn a little bit more or find out if there's anything in their area that they might want to check out to see if it might help them. So
Yeah,
that's some good information to share.
I'm sorry, Monica. That's something that I've learned coming not only in the in the industry that I'm in with the VA government. But I've also learned that in martial arts, but martial arts is called Kaizen. It's basically constant and continuous improvement until you come up with a solution.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Yeah, I guess all of us kind of have something that has helped aid us because Marco started out and he was speaking about football and how that helped him in building up that characteristic in never quitting. Sandra's son is young, we're going to call him a young Olympian because he's going to be an Olympian champion. We're claiming it. And so he's had to kind of channel into that to stay focused on, all the challenges that he experiences, especially being a young person in trying to achieve his goals. So, that's kind of that common thread and finding that something that will help you. Because whatever it is, and I'm a firm believer in when you're in business, excuse me, I'm sorry, when you're in business, most people I feel stay focused on the subject of that business, the technicality of that business, the product of that business. But if you look at Rich Dad's triangle and the way he prioritizes things, the product is actually the least priority. Um, there are so many other things that go into being successful in business. Mindset is one that I find is one of the things I migrate most, and I find people spend the least amount of time in. But it's very important to be successful in business. If you aren't focused on what you need to do, if you haven't structured a successful business plan, if you're not being consistent in what you need to achieve, then you're not going to reach success, and that still hasn't touched on the product. So you might be selling hamburgers, you might have a lemonade stand, you might manufacture paper, I don't know. Whatever it is, it still requires those things and more. And those are things that you have to go out and learn about and study about on top of the product itself. So if you are learning to manufacture paper, yeah, you're going to have to learn how to run the equipment and order the products from somewhere, but you still need to have a plan for success. You still need to have a circle of people that you can reach out to continue to be successful and help you to grow, and so on and so forth. So, yeah, good stuff. I see that all of us who are here are all ones that are in the same business that a network marketing business, and I know that all of you guys are excited about the new products that we have. Devon, have you ordered any of the new products yet? Oh, maybe he stepped away. How about you, Sandra? Have you ordered any of the new products, or Marco?
I am
No.
ordering some of the new products this week, so this coming week, because now that they're on, like, yay!
Yes, I got a few people that are interested and are ready to order some new products, and Marco and I are able to take advantage of the discounts travel. So the travel portal is giving us discounts when we go away in November, and when we go away to the summit in February. So we actually get it even cheaper through our discounts with our company than we would through the actual sponsors of the event who have blocked off some rooms for us to get at a discount. We can get them cheaper. So I'm pretty happy about that. And I just came from one of my favorite restaurants that I like to use in my gift card. So pretty awesome. Did you want to add anything, Marco?
No, not right
No,
now.
no. Okay. Okay. Well, I guess we'll kind of wrap this hangout up. I do want to invite everyone once again to get on our VIP list. Devon, we're going to be changing a little bit of the format. I realize that Sundays may be a conflict for some people to be able to join our hangout so that we're not getting as much involved people showing up on a regular basis, but we are seeing where people are viewing the hangout afterwards. And we really want to encourage interaction. You will be one of those that will be getting some of the things that we're sharing from the Les Brown event that we went to. I know that you're in Michigan, and we went with a few of the other associates of ours to the Les Brown um, motivational
Oh yeah.
business event, and we all signed up for different classes, and we're actually sharing opportunity for anybody that's in the VIP list that wants to plug in with us with any of the venues that we are pursuing. So Sandra has taken up with the stocking and investing. Marco has taken up with the eBay and leveraging eBay and Amazon in business. And I am pursuing the branding and ebook and writing a book and materials on that nature. So I will be able to share within the group um, some of the things that we learn. If you're interested, let us know which track that you're wanting to get more information, and we can definitely add you. Sandra as well will be having soon. We'll be sending out more recordings, pre-recordings, with her schedule that she has, where she's not able to meet with us on a regular basis live because of her son's schedule. She goes away with him. Hey Sandra, I think you've got us echoing again. If when she's away, she's not able to be in the hangout. So what we've decided is we're going to have a series on health and wellness because Sandra has, and I guess I'll let you expand on that. I'll kind of lead into it and then hand it off to you, Sandra. But she has been the last 10 years in following some of the greats in learning about health and wellness and how food processes through your body. And I have used her a lot in helping with friends that I know are suffering from various chronic illnesses and giving them some information that they didn't know about food. And they're visiting the doctor and they're getting pills and they're getting drugs to kind of counteract some of the problems. And usually it's just that. It's not a cure. It's just to help fix their symptoms. But she knows a lot about how to use food and processing through your body and how that food actually works within your body to help you ward off illnesses or to prevent illnesses. And Sandra, do you want to go into any more detail about that?
Yeah, like she says, I've been doing this probably for the last 10 years, and mostly it was for personal reasons. I mean, with everything I've learned, who knows, I probably should have a certification, but I don't, so I'm not certified. But I've learned from great people like David Wolf, Dr. Brian Clemens, Dr. Gabriel Cousins, Chris Carr, who actually had 4-stage breast cancer and actually was able to cure it. So I've been doing this more for me because I was diagnosed with high blood pressure when I was 25 years old, which was crazy because I was only 25. And then all the doctor was giving me was prescription drugs, and I realized, okay, these drugs are not really helping because I'm getting other symptoms now of other stuff that I never had before. So I kind of learned that, and of course with diabetes being in my family, that was one thing. I'm like, I'm not going down that path. No way in heck am I going down that path. One of these days I would like to have my cake and eat it too. So I'm going to be doing little videos on this, on the different things that could help you for this for chronic, because I mean we all have. I mean, the first thing doctors try to make you do is just, here's a pill for whatever symptom you are. Oh, by the way, you're going to have these 30 other symptoms afterwards. That's just crazy. Yeah. I just think that's ridiculous. So, yeah. So I've been doing that for a while, and I've been helping Monica with her friends on this too. I mean, she's been getting a good clientele out of this.
Yeah. One of the, and I can kind of mention too that that one of the businesses, the network marketing company that we're in, they don't focus on any particular product. We're a brand, but we have so many products that will benefit the everyday person. And one being natural health sprays that you spray in your cheek, under your tongue, and it gives you a direct absorption into your bloodstream, which is very beneficial. It's very direct and it's within seconds, which is better than taking a pill, which usually kind of gets digested through your system. And so we have some wonderful health sprays that have been able to help people. And so in conjunction to sharing those sprays, Sandra is able to kind of give some feedback as well, because this is not a cure-all. You just don't go to the store and get it. We weren't born here with a bunch of stores in the world. We created them. What was here in this world was the food that benefited us. And as Sandra has said, what did you say, Sandra? We're born on a cellular level and we're
We're
dying.
actually, if you look at scientifically, we are all born on the cellular level, and we die at the cellular level. When our cells die, we die with them. So I kind of go by, Hippocrates, which is the father of medicine. Basically, let medicine be thy food, and let medicine be, let food be thy medicine. So I mean, it's actually what you eat that gets you sick. It's your lifestyle. What are you putting in your body? You literally are what you eat, and if you're putting junk, that you're gonna get junk out. Your body inside, unfortunately, you do not control. It controls you depending on what you give it. You're gonna give it junk. Well, I'm gonna actually spurt out junk for you.
Yeah.
So that's how I kind of see it. Like, I live with another being inside. These are all the cells. Like, hey, give me the good. Why are you giving me this garbage? Okay, you okay? Fine, give me this garbage. I'll give you back what you gave me. So that's how
Yeah.
I look at it.
Yeah. 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 So look for that in coming, coming soon, some recordings. Another thing that we haven't really gone into detail on, we will be doing more planning and rolling out with some other programs and whatnot. But I'm fairly certain, I want to say, to look out for some things on the real estate side as well. Sandra is a commercial investor. She is a commercial mentor. She is a consultant to those that invest on the commercial side. She can evaluate properties and come up with a plan on how to turn that property around. Her primary focus has been on self storage facilities, mobile home parks, and multi-family units. And that is actually where we met in through our mentor, because she went through her class and then I went through her class. I think I was the second class behind you. And then we met at a mutual seminar and we just kind of took off from there. So she has continued on in working with our mentor and is spinning off into her own thing now. And I still am looking for my first commercial deal. The first deal we worked on actually fell through. So I'm actually still looking for my first commercial investment. But I do invest in residential property. So if anybody in the DC, Maryland area are looking to sell, definitely reach out to me. Generally, I work with properties on a creative level. So I am not just a standard buy and flip kind of investor. Although I will take properties that are being sold cash, I prefer properties that are on the creative side where I can work out some creative deals and create a win-win situation for those that are looking to sell by the structure in which they sell, and also create a win situation whereas I can rent to people that are looking to buy who might need to uh, just get a little things together. They may have had a medical setback that affected them financially. They had a job layoff and now they're back at work and they're trying to build their self credit wise back up. This gives them an opportunity for them to move into their home today, rent it, build up their credit, and buy their house later. And so been able to see some success in that, and it's very satisfying to be able to help people. So those are some of the ways that we're able to help people, as well as the products that we have in our multi-level marketing company with legal services, tax services, discounts, in travel as well as daily discounts. So definitely reach out to us. I'm going to give you my contact information, and then I'm going to pass it off. All of us have those products available, so you can reach out to any one of us for more information. So if you want to contact me, you can reach me by my website, IamMLUV.com, or you can email me directly at Monica at IamMLUV.com, or you can call me at 202-291-6588. And I guess I'll defer to Sandra first if you want to give your contact information.
Yes, you can actually contact me through email. It's probably the fastest. It's Dara, and that's D as in David, E-R Robert, A-S Sam, Enterprises at gmail.com. So that's the best way to actually contact me.
Awesome. And also for those that are Spanish speaking, that will be definitely the way that you want to go and reach it out to Sandra, because Sandra is fluent in Spanish and she can speak and help you in Spanish as well. And so I'll pass it on to Marco if you want to share your contact information, Marco. Marco, you got to unmute yourself.
You can reach me at my email at mdcmmcneal. That's mdcmmcneal at gmail.com. Or also, I'm on Facebook all the time, so I'm glad to connect with you there at Marco McNeil, MarcoMcneal.
Awesome. And I forgot to mention my Facebook, because I always after somebody say something, I remember. If you want to reach me on Facebook, you can just say Connect with IamLUV. That's Connect with IamLUV. And Devon, do you want to give your contact information for anybody that might want to reach you? You're in the, would you say, Michigan area, right?
I am in the Michigan area. Sure. If you would like to contact me, probably the fastest way is to either text me or my phone number is area code 269. It just recently changed. So how about we just do this one? You can contact me at devon.clark. Now, Devon is spelled like Devon, D-E-V as in Victor, O-N, .Clark without the E, at va.gov. Or you can contact me by way of email at mrdlclark@hotmail.com. I'll come later with the phone number at a later time.
Yeah, I understand. Not a problem. Well, definitely, I'm glad you were able to finally join us. I know you had problems, and we had problems starting out, so we're getting better. And actually, I'm excited because you must have gotten an email, and this is the first time I learned in one of our previous real estate investor seminars that Sandra and I attended, the Washington RIA. They were giving a presentation on what was it, the not social networking, but marketing on the social world, I think it was. And he mentioned, which I'm going to mention again, a mail merge system that Google has. So a lot of people are familiar with, I think it's eye contact or Champ. Sandra, what are those mail merge systems? Do you remember Chimp Monkey or something of that nature, where you can actually take your database and merge it with an email? You put the email together, and then it will extract what you wanted to extract, the name, the email, and embed it in your emails, and then you just write one email and send it out. Well, if you look as an app on Google, what is it called again? Oh my God, I just said the name of it and I forgot that quick.
Can I say something, Monica?
Yeah, let me just say the name of it real quick. It's
Sure.
called Yet Another Mail Merge. Look for Yet Another Mail Merge. And there is a video that will show you how to use that so that you can actually send out an email. And that saved a lot of time, because before I was sending out emails 6 people at a time, and I think everything was going into junk mail. I'm still kind of learning how to get it out of junk mail, but this is the first time I sent out through the mail merge, and that saved me a lot of time and frustration. So what did you want to add, Devon?
I would like to, first of all, Sandra, I will be contacting you. We have a lot of Hispanics here in the area. I speak a little bit of Spanish to get me by, and I have a iTranslate app on my phone. If I speak something into it, and it'll say it back in Spanish. But however, not everyone is too receptive to that. Secondly, I'm going to have to learn how to do the email portion of mailing out mass emails to different people. That's something that's new to me. And lastly, I've downloaded an app called Periscope, and I've also reached out to this lady on Facebook. Her name is T.C. Cooper uh, on Facebook. This lady is phenomenal, and if I could at some point get her to come on one of our Google Hangouts, she is very fluent on all platforms of social media. She's even had some, and all the information that she gives out is free. Um, but she's taught me how to have my LinkedIn um, social media platform and to use that for marketing as well. She has some phenomenal videos. Oh my gosh, this lady she's very good at what she does. But like I said, at some point, I follow her on Periscope. Like I said, it's an app that I've downloaded, and I'm just telling you that lady is very, very good.
I will say that's kind of where I'm at right now. I was going to download Periscope last week. My memory was full on my cell phone. I did not know that Periscope was an app only on cell phones till Marco
Mhm.
showed me and told me. I couldn't download it. But since then, I have gotten my phone clear, and I'm back to downloading stuff again. And so Periscope is on my list to actually add and get familiar with because I do want to start using that platform. There's so many different platforms out there. One of my other network marketing friends in another company was telling me something about Blab. I haven't learned to check it out, but this is
Yep.
some other online portal, just like we're on Google Hangouts now. You can get on Blab and actually have a conversation. But she was saying something about with Blab that you can only have four people in the front seat at one time, and everybody else is a viewer. Versus with
Mhm.
Google Hangouts, I think it allows. I'm not sure if it's 10 people to be on the stage at one time, and then everybody else is a viewer. That's another portal that I wanted to kind of check out, see what advantage that has. But I have some other things that we're looking to bring out on being able to share and value. Um, Devon, did you ever get? And I think that was something that I was going to send to you. Did you get the free copy for Think Rich and Grow?
I do have a copy. Yes. Hmm.
Okay, because when I was sharing that, I knew that I had the audio version as well, and I was not sending that out. If you want, I also have an audio version that I can send you that goes along with the book, and that way, if you're driving and stuff, you can listen to it. So let me know if you want that. I'll send that to you.
Sure. That's appreciative. I would like that. Thank you.
Okay, sure. Um, okay, so did anybody else have anything else you guys want to share before we kind of wrap up the hangout? Turned out to
Mm,
be a pretty good hangout.
no.
No.
No?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll say thanks, guys, everybody, for joining. Thanks again, Devon, for joining us. Glad you were finally able to make it. And the tell me this: the invitation that you received today, did it go in your regular mail or did it go in your spam?
It was in my regular email.
Fantastic. Awesome sauce. Okay, this new service, yet another mail merge, actually will keep track of how many people open up the mail. So when we went into this, it was only the three of us who opened it. So I'll see how many people actually opened it. I think we had about, our list of VIPs have grown. It's just they're not able to, I think, get this. They're either not getting the email or they're just not able to join us and are watching later because we do have a number of people that watch the recording, but they're just not joining in. So we're kind of tweaking for everybody out there. Just know that this is not, we're looking to provide value, but we're not the most technically inclined group. So we're growing and learning and sharing as we grow. So Thanks everybody for joining us, and this hangout is officially over.
Thank you.
Thank you.